always tell people, if you don't have pressure, you're bored, right? If you don't have pressure, it's showing that you don't have anything you're working towards. If you don't have any pressure, what are you waking up every day for? Pressure is just a signal to show you whether you have any juice to move forward or not. It gives you a little bit more of some fuel to go towards the purpose that you're living for. Now, when you go into overpressure, that's stress. But I always tell people, never ever in your whole life be too content. You should never be content. You can be happy, you can be grateful, but never be content, because then you're not growing. When you're feeling stuck. Pressure starts the moment you start feeling stuck. And as you get more stuck, the pressure becomes greater, because our natural state of being is supposed to be momentum, moving forward with results that are feeding us to move forward again. But there are two types of stuck as well that give the same amount of pressure. There's one that is you're taking action, so you're an action figure that is under pressure, or you're completely complacent and still under pressure. So we're going to talk about the one that is action figure under pressure, right? So people are saying, well, just take action, just go do something and you'll feel better. But then the more you do, it feels like the more pressure you have and the more stressed you are, right? So basically what you do is when you take action, make sure you stop and really think about and analyze what result you're getting. Is it a good result? Is it a negative result? If it's a negative result, you have to think about whether or not the action you're taking is actually something you want to do, or you're doing it because somebody else is making you do it. So there's so many ways of analyzing those results. But before you understand the result, don't take another action, right? As Einstein says, the true definition of insanity is repeating the same behavior, thinking you're going to get a different result. So stop being insane. The bad pressure is when you are doing things that is not what you want to do. So many of us, so many people I talk to, the main issue they deal with stress is the pressure that is imposed upon them by anything external. People expecting them to do certain things, the world expecting them to do certain things, that you comparing yourself to everything around you is dictating how you behave and every action you take. Now that's a negative pressure, because you're already sensing that you're doing things, but it's not even for you. So the moment you start acting and taking actions that is not fitting to something you want deep in your heart, that's negative pressure. You're going to go against yourself, because you know what? The universe has your back. You have your back. So when you don't hear you, then you're going to self-sabotage, which is pressure that is not healthy, and it turns into anxiety and stress. The good pressure, the wonderful pressure, is when you are fueled by inspiration, and it's almost like you could taste that dream and you could taste the goal, and you're just going and you never get tired. You never get tired. The positive pressure is there's no fatigue. The negative pressure is a lot of fatigue. Usually it leads to depression. Absolutely. It's the only way you get to know yourself. So I'm not saying to not take any action before you realize whether it's going to give you positive pressure or not. You actually have to engage in any action and see whether you succeed or fail in that particular action to see who you are, right? So the first time you try something new, never look at it like pressure. Look at it like it's a learning experience. And then you'll take the pressure off of yourself, because you're not supposed to know. You're not supposed to be absolutely certain you're going to get a positive result. So before you actually take the action, just go and do it with the intention of learning, and there won't be any action. So it's pressure. So this is why playing with pressure is really important, because then that's the only way you know what you're made of. Discipline is when you're staying within a structure that you created. and that you're sticking to until the moment where you change it. So discipline is not being stubborn and just holding on to something because do or die, you set this discipline and you have to stick by it. Discipline is only leading you to the next step of knowing who you are. Once you discover a new you after a certain discipline, then you've got to set another goal to see what you're made of on the next level, and then the discipline goes that way. Discipline is just sticking to a plan or a strategy leading you to a certain goal that is small, leading you to bigger dreaming goals.
And force is?
And force is actually you grinding it. So you've lost touch with the inspiration, and now you're just grinding because you don't know what else to do, and you're just doing anything to force that result. The important thing about setting goals and staying focused or going towards your dream is you got to know how to let go of that desperation of hitting that goal. Once you know that goal is yours, it's in your heart, now allow for everything to come in and show you how to get there. But grinding and force is you having to always think about how you're going to get there, and you're never going to know until you just let it go.